Hey folks! I went with another challenge for this one. Inktober's basically the only time I think outside of the box and try things outside of my comfort zone, so today's piece included something that I usually won't touch with a 10-foot barge pole. And that is, of course, backgrounds. I've never really felt comfortable tackling backgrounds. Whenever I draw in my sketchbook, it's mostly figures, and they're usually floating in space or, some sort of void. My perspective needs work. My strength is certainly not with drawing architecture, nor is it with drawing nature. As well as this, I am, in fact, a lazy coward, so backgrounds are something that I seldom work on, even though I know I really need to. With that being said, I love world building. I just have a lot of trouble transferring the ideas and concepts I have in my head onto the paper. And, despite being a lazy coward, it is actually something I want to improve on, so I made myself draw a proper background for this piece. I used a ruler and everything. So today's prompt is spell, and again I kinda took that prompt and ran with it so far that once I got to where I was going, I wasn't sure what I was doing anymore. But hear me out. There was a thought process behind the prompt spell and me drawing the interior of a cafe. So I love the concept of magic existing in the world we live in, but in small, seemingly insignificant and rarely noticed ways. And thinking about spells and magic and that sort of thing got me thinking, what sort of witch would I be if I had magic? That old question that everyone asks themselves. It's a very normal question to ask yourself. Although maybe it is for my generation. I mean, we did grow up on Harry Potter. I certainly wouldn't be doing anything outlandish if I had magic, that's for sure. And although I do a lot of art, I don't really think that would be, connected to my magic in any way. So I thought about it, and I thought about it for a worryingly long amount of time, and I decided that I would probably do something baking related. I love baking and cooking, and I love doing those things for other people. It's surprising to see the impact a warm drink or a good meal can make. And those concepts led me to this. My cosy little cafe filled with cushions and plants. The spells, you see, are subtly baked, cooked, and stirred into everything I sell. And each would have, a small little personalised charm spell attached to it. Everything I made would have cute names with alliteration and puns, because I'm one of those cafe owners. I'm talking, Lucky Lemon Drizzle Cake. And it comes with a good luck spell baked right into the sponge. There would be drinks and pastries and general pick-me-ups that would help a person's mood or brighten their day in very subtle ways. With magic! My cafe would just be a very chill and cozy and comfy place, and just a nice place to come and relax or to just get away from it all for a bit. I'd have scenery paintings and little motivational aesthetic pieces. I love that aesthetic. It all sounds very new age, hipster, hippie hangout, but it's it's a magic cafe, cut me some slack. When I was thinking about this cafe, I basically just had a Ghibli movie in mind. I mean, it's a very Ghibli concept. I would watch a Ghibli movie about a witch that owns a cafe. I mean, actually, if you think about it, change a few parts of that concept and you basically have Kiki's Delivery Service. It's Kiki's Delivery Service. The vibe I'm going for with this cafe is Kiki's Delivery Service. Just any Ghibli film. The nice one, the wholesome ones. Also, this is just a little piece that I want to draw attention to because I quite like the idea. I drew a little chalkboard that, hangs up by the cash register, and it says, "Need a chat? Grab a drink and get some things off your chest." And I think this is actually a really important part of the cafe. If I had magic and could actually make lucky confectionery and charmed drinks, you can bet that I would do everything I could to help people in the little ways. I decided that this cafe would have little group sessions or even one-on-one chats, depending on how many people showed up a certain day, where folks could just come by and vent a little over a drink and some cake. Because that's when I feel my best. That's how I feel better. I associate happiness with food. Just chatting with a friendly face and some hot chocolate. That sounds like a good day. That sounds like a good end of the day to me. And this is where more of my world building came in, because after I had that concept, I thought about when this would take place. And, the cafe would open at 9 or 10 and, usually close around 4, but then people who worked 9 to 5 couldn't do much on the weekdays, so if this chat session was going to happen, it would have to be after that. So on Tuesdays, I've decided that the cafe opens at 9 and closes at 6, and that's when, the chatting would take place, after I close up shop. Of course, people are always welcome to come and have a chat anytime, weekends, weekdays, anytime they're able, but Tuesdays at 6 is where you'll definitely have my undivided attention. Wow, I really went on for a bit about this imaginary magic cafe, didn't I? I'm very passionate about magic cafes. Right, on to the actual piece. Because I'm working on paper that is postcard size, it actually worked rather well for making this section of the cafe look cosy and cluttered. I used a ruler because I have a mad case of shaky hand, and I really wanted a lot in this piece to be very clean cut. I feel that way when drawing architecture and furniture and that sort of thing. I kind of wish that I had been braver and, shoved more things in there and into the composition, but I'm still really happy with the amount of, peaceful clutter that I have. I assure you that there are more counters in the cafe covered with various goodies and more plants, as well as many knickknacks. I collect a lot of rubbish. I collect a lot of tat. The fact that I was working small also led me to decide keeping the person very simple and cute, in a very minimalistic and cute sort of art style. I wanted the environment that she was in to take more of, the viewer's focus rather than the witch herself. And also, yes, this is what I'm now going to say my witch sona is. A witch sona? That is a thing, isn't it? I'm saying it's a thing. It must be a thing. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere. This is me as a witch. I think the hair is really cute. I mean, the hair is really the most magic thing in this piece, because ponytails don't do that, and also I don't have nearly that much hair. But this is a magic fantasy. I can dream, Harold. The perspective and the different levels, particularly with the walls of the cafe, well, they're a bit janky. It looks nice, but if you really look at it for a bit, you're like, oh wait, hang on, that doesn't make sense. The cash register is tucked away slightly behind a wall, but then it looks like that wall should be going somewhere else, but it's not, and it's making the back wall look janky, but it's fine. It's all a learning experience anyway. And I still think the piece turned out super cute. So I'm not fussed. I'm pretty chuffed, to be honest. I'm also getting a little more comfortable with flowers and plants, it seems. I like to keep it simple. Sticking with general shapes and simple washes of ink, so the mind can fill in the gaps. And, your mind can figure it out and you can tell yourself, ah, yes, that is a string of leaves, and that is indeed succulent shaped, so that is what it must be. Same with the counters and shelves and furniture. Aha! I see. That indeed is the general shape of a table, which, by logical association, must mean that the objects surrounding said table must in fact be chairs. Oh, marvellous! Good show! Spiffing. I'm actually really happy with the little pose that my little witch self has. You know, she's just sort of leaning on the counter, waiting for people to come in. I think this is like early morning, the sun's just coming in through the window, she's just set everything up, and the regulars will be here soon, and they'll have some tea, and they'll have a pastry, and everything will be okay. Everything's okay in my magic cafe. I really want a cafe now. Oh, I'm gonna quit my retail job and just open a cafe. I'll be bankrupt within the month. Anyway, I think I've said all I wanted to say on this piece. I ended up running out of light while I was recording, you know, just because I finished this piece after getting back from work, but that's okay! I still got it done, and I love it! Also, am I the only one who would open a magic cafe? Like, what would you do if you had magic? Seriously, I'm genuinely curious. What sort of magic do you think you'd have? I love concepts like this. Originally I thought I was going to be a cool witch, like, oh yeah, I'd use like water magic, and nah. Nah, I'm going to bake a cake. I'm going to bake a cake and open a cafe. Thank you so much for watching. Pop me a like or a cheeky subscribe if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more. It's always appreciated. I hope you're having a lovely time wherever you are, and stay safe. Ta-ra!